The backdoor Roth IRA strategy is a strategy that is not widely known, but I think it's a strategy that's quite important to many people who are not able to make Roth IRA contributions. So again, a Roth IRA is a type of IRA that was established in 1997. It's an after-tax IRA, meaning you don't get a tax deduction up front, but once your Roth IRA has been open 5 years and you're over 59 and a half, you never pay tax on that income again. Which is a huge benefit. I'm a big Roth guy. I've written a book on the Roth IRA. A lot of people love the Roth IRA because of the fact that you can really escape taxes forever on those income. The issue is not everyone can do a Roth IRA. Why? Because there's income limits. In 2018, it's about $198,000 if you file jointly. So if you make more than that, you're not going to be able to do a Roth IRA, which upsets a lot of people. But you give tax attorneys enough time, they usually find maneuvers away around rules. So there's something called a backdoor Roth IRA. The backdoor Roth IRA didn't work before 2010. Why? Because before 2010, if you want to convert after tax or a regular IRA to Roth, you needed to be below that threshold, that income level threshold. Well, after the 2008 financial crisis, the IRS basically said, okay, we need money. So we want people to do conversions. Why? Because you pay tax when you do conversions on the fair market value of what you're converting. That's more money for us. We need money. Let's do it. So they actually opened that for a 2-year window. You can pay taxes over 2 years in 2010 and 11. That ended, but you can still do a Roth conversion without the threshold. So that kind of opened up the backdoor Roth IRA to a lot of people. And basically the strategy goes as follows. If you make more than $198,000 and you want to do a Roth IRA, this is what you do. You open up an after-tax IRA at a local bank, and then you simply move it to a Roth IRA, because let's say you moved $5,500 into an after-tax and then convert it immediately to Roth. There's no earnings on that income. It's just no tax on the conversion. Obviously, you don't get it's an after-tax IRA to begin with, so you didn't get the deduction to begin with. So you don't have to go back and convert anything or pay tax. You just moved it from after-tax to Roth. So a couple things to consider. So number one, if you have other IRAs in your IRA world, that $5,500 may not all go to Roth because there's a pro rata formula you have to take into account. And I've written articles on this for Forbes. It's quite complex, so I don't want to go into the details. I'll do so in a different video. But basically, you take into account all your other IRA funds, you divide the $5,500 by it, and then that percentage will be converted to Roth, and the rest you'll have to keep waiting on until you get more Roth conversion funds to move over. If that after-tax IRA is your only after-tax funds and everything else is in Roth or everything else is outside an IRA, then you can do an after-tax of $5,500, convert it all the way back to Roth, and now you got a Roth, and you backdoor it in because even though you were above that threshold, you found a way to circumvent the rules. Some people say, well, the IRS is going to stop this. There's step transaction doctrine. You're trying to violate the rules. It's not allowed. The IRS is going to stop you. They're going to audit you, blah, blah, blah. It's not true. The IRS has known about this for 8-9 years. The most important thing they care about is you're not taking a pre-tax deduction. So they really are not worried about the Roth IRA conversion. In fact, I think in a few years you'll see them get rid of the income limits and open up Roth IRAs to more people because they want people to take Roth IRAs. They don't want people taking tax deductions. Why? Immediate tax deduction reduces tax revenue, and when a government in office looks at a budget, they look at 4 or 8 years. They don't care about 30 years, 40 years when you get when you hit 70 or over 59 and a half. So I'm not worried about that. I do backdoor Roth myself. I'm not worried about a step transaction if the IRS audits me. I actually do an after-tax Roth conversion pretty quickly after I make the after-tax contribution. It's not something I'm super concerned about. Talking to the IRS, I know they're concerned about, and they're quite happy I'm not taking a pre-tax IRA deduction, so they know it's going to get a Roth, and they'll live with it. They could change the rules anytime they wanted. In fact, the Trump tax plan changed something for conversion. It basically said, once you do a conversion, it's written in stone, you can't retract it. Prior to the tax plan, what people were doing is they play games. They do Roth conversions, they do crazy investments. The investment worked out, then they'd be in Roth and have it tax-free. If they didn't work out, They would convert it back to pre-tax. And this happened for all different types of investments, from stocks to real estate to cryptos. So they basically said, enough of the charades. You do a Roth conversion, it's written in stone, you're done. If it works out or not, live with it. That was it. So if they wanted to attack the backdoor IRA, they had every opportunity. I mean, they had 3 or 4 versions of the House bill, the Senate bill. I mean, they could have knocked this through and basically just put a X through the backdoor Roth. They did it for 1031s and basically said 1031 exchanges only apply to real estate. So they clearly could have done it and said, no, backdoor Roth IRAs are illegal, you can't do it. But they didn't. So I do it. People are going to continue to do it. The IRS, I don't think has an issue because you're not taking that pre-tax IRA. They're happy. And I think it helps everyone.